Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. We all delude ourselves at some point. Indeed, this world is the world of delusion, as we mentioned in the ayah at Aisha, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, this world is but a delusion. And all of us at some point, to some degree, are engaged in deluding ourselves, but the question becomes, how do we identify those times and those places when in fact we think we're in the right place? In other words, in general, most of us feel that we're doing the right things the right way, and that we're overall in a good state, inshallah, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, we can all improve, but how do we identify those areas that are in fact problematic, that we need to change, if we ourselves don't recognize we need to change them? And I want us to look at two key areas in particular, because ultimately we want to look at every aspect of our life and break it down and analyze it so that we can be evaluating. We're told, take accounting of yourself before Allah takes accounting of you. So part of that process of evaluation is to look at different areas of our life. But there's two areas in particular that I think are very key for us to consider. One is our tongue, and the second is our time. Our tongue, because we know that the Prophet ﷺ said, nothing puts more people into the hellfire other than the harvest of their tongue. And we're also told, the Prophet ﷺ said, if you can guarantee me two things, I will guarantee you paradise. Guarantee me what is between your jaws and what is between your legs, and I will guarantee you paradise. If these things are only in the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, done in a way that is pleasing to Allah, then paradise is a guarantee. So it's important for us to therefore take a look at our tongue. Now, the Prophet ﷺ also said, it may be that a believer will say a word of which he does not understand or consider its implications, but it sinks him 70 years into the hellfire. And I want us to think for a moment about what such a word would be. What is it that we might say out of the top of our mind without really thinking about it, that has such deep implications that it could put us into the hellfire? And Allah knows best what it might be specifically, but perhaps it's that bit of gossip that you pass on, that bit of slander that you didn't think about, but you were just passing on something that you heard, that you hadn't verified. Because the implication, the potential ramifications could be destroying somebody's life. You think that you're just saying, oh, who's that sister out there with that brother? I don't know. Allah knows best. And I say, well, what did I say? But then somebody else looked, and somebody goes and talks to that person's family, and then a reputation is ruined. And things start to unfold that you don't imagine because of something that you just spoke lightly about. And tying that into the concept of mindset, why would we say such a thing? It comes from an inward place, an inward mindset where maybe I'm just wanting to be popular. So I'm going to say something so that people think I'm interesting. Or I'm going to say it because I want people to somehow think that maybe I'm better than that other person. So I'm throwing it out there for some sort of a self-interest. Or, Allahu A'lam, Allah knows best, but the only reason that we would say something like that has some self-motivation. There's something that I'm seeking to get out of making such a comment. Because the outward use of the tongue is when we're speaking and honoring others, when they matter like we do, and so as a result, we say that which is good. And hence the Prophet ﷺ said what? وَلِيَقُولُ خَيْرًا وَلِيَصْمُتْ, that the believer either speaks good or stays silent. Why? Because speaking good is an outward thing. And we're encouraged to speak good about each other. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you love your brother, then you should tell him so. This is speaking good. This is a positive. It's an outward thing. It creates love between us. When you come to your brother, say, I love you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That creates love. That's good speech. It's an outward speech, and it benefits both because the community as a whole grows. So when we have that outward mindset with the use of our tongue, then it gives us an ability to say, am I going to say something that's going to be of benefit for me, of benefit to the person I'm speaking to or about? Is that going to be something that's going to be of benefit to the community? If so, then I'm saying something good. I'm following that sunnah. And I'm avoiding that inward mindset, which is the things that are prohibited in our deen. And we avoid situations where we might utter a word that's putting us into the hellfire. The second thing is time. In terms of, we're only going to look at two things to really analyze, so our speech, and the second is our time. Because time is our most valuable resource. This is why in Surah Al-Asr, Allah is swearing by time, wal-asr. Because it's our most valuable resource. More so than your money, more so than any other resource that you have, position, power, family, whatever. Our time is the most valuable resource because with that time, you demonstrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you're a believer and achieve Jannah, inshaAllah, by His mercy. Or we lose everything because that we haven't spent our time in a way that's meaningful. This is why one of the names of the Day of Judgment is the Day of Regret. Because every one of us will have some regrets, and what we're going to regret is having wasted our time. Whatever number of years Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us on this earth, each second gone by never comes back. And each second can either be used in a way of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and something that advances us in the akhirah, or it's something that holds us back. And how much of our time is wasted on, or stolen in fact, by television and internet and social media and vain talk. Hours and days and months of the year literally just disappear, completely wasted, because we haven't invested ourselves. And we justify it, which is that inward mindset. You know, brother, I can't be perfect all the time. Oh, I have to relax sometimes. This is just what I do to relax. And if you remember what we said about self-deception, as soon as we start to have to justify something, then that's the clue for us to look and say, why am I having to justify it? If I go do something good, if I go put $10 for sadaqah, and someone says, oh, brother, did you just put money in the sadaqah? Yeah, I did. Right? I don't have to justify it. Well, you know, it's Ramadan, so it's a time of generosity. Right? You don't justify. You say, yeah, I did. Why? I did something good. I don't have to justify. There's no need for me to justify something. But when someone sees you come and take $10 out, brother, I see you take $10. Oh, you know, akhi, the imam wasn't available, and I need zakat, and I have to start to justify. Why? Because I did something that I shouldn't do. So with our time, when we look at our time, we need to ask ourselves, are we accumulating the good? Am I doing something that's of benefit to myself and to others, of real benefit? I don't say, oh, I hung out with my friends, it was helping my friends because they were relaxing too. Right? We know that's a little bit shady. The question is, are we truly doing something that's of benefit? Can we be like the Prophet ﷺ said, that the best of you are those who, when they see you, they're reminded of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we spend time together, can I say that yes, inshallah, we've advanced our position in Jannah? We've done some good, we've remembered Allah together, we've done something of benefit, true benefit with our time? Or is it something where I've got to start justifying and excusing and so forth? And yes, we do have to relax a little bit, but my point is this, that we need to look and see how this time is spent. These precious moments, however many Allah gives us, a few or a lot, and we don't know, how we spend them. So, again, it's a function of seeing where is the real benefit, how are we benefiting ourselves and others with our words and with our time, so that inshallah, as we're outward thinking, then we are adopting that prophetic model of being of benefit to ourselves and to others and growing and developing our community so that we might all grow together. And then inshallah, we have a halaqah like this in Jannah al-Firdaus, inshallah, with the very best of creation. And inshallah, may Allah grant us all of that, and may He accept our fasting and our deeds, inshallah. And barakallahu fikum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.